Hello, and a warm welcome to Tarot Talks with Edith Mary. I'm your host, Edith Mary, master reader and tarot educator. I've been psychic or intuitive most of my life and have been reading and studying tarot over 12 years. I have written several books on tarot, Akashic records, and even some scary or not so scary fiction and poetry. In each episode of Tarot Talks, we will take a deep dive into one of the tarot cards, the symbolism, the deeper meanings, card combinations, and eventually we'll get to the layouts as well. I'll also answer any questions you have texted or emailed me. You can reach me by email, Facebook, or through the metaphysical store, Perfect Love and Perfect Trust in San Antonio, Texas. They have a ton of books, crystals, sage, jewelry, drums, classes, and of course, tarot cards. Check them out in person or on their website. So with all of that in mind, let's get started. Today, we'll be talking about the Strength card, or number 8 in the Major Arcana. We see a woman who seems to be controlling or riding a very large lion or lioness. The symbolism of that one is that she is in control of her lower nature, her beastly nature. She's in control of her emotions. She's in charge of herself. She's a grown-up adult now, and she acts and talks like one. She shows her civilized side. And in most basic images, the woman is gently holding the jaws of the lion with her bare hands, which is a good thing. But it also shows that he trusts her to not hurt him or her. The lion is significant in that he is the king of the jungle, but he's being controlled by just one plain little woman. She is to always, the Strength card always shows tranquility and peace and centeredness. It shows conquering. It shows that people can work in a very gentle way and still get their results. It also represents the strong way in which we admit our vulnerability because, frankly, the lion could reach out and just absolutely destroy her if he wanted to, but there isn't. There's a partnership. There's a partnership between our dark side and our light side, between our common sense and our wildness. There is a partnership going on here. There's a partnership that's been created, a partnership of trust, and that takes time and patience to overcome. She has to trust the lion, and the lion has to trust her. And that's where our vulnerabilities come in, when you can be vulnerable and remain calm and remain centered and remain in charge of yourself during that time of trust building. That's the vulnerable part, is you're open to change. Because when you're changing the situation of the lion trusting you, you're changing yourself as well. So this is very much about synthesis. It is very much about working our way to maturity through strength, through patience, through understanding on both sides of that issue. In a shadowed position, however, we sometimes let our ego take over, and it's like, oh, look what I can do. I can put my head in the lion's mouth and it's not going to hurt me. Well, that's a little bit of a cockiness because that depends on how well the lion was fed that morning. It's a display of superiority. It's a display of ego. It is a display of, this is not a partnership. This is a you do what I tell you to do. And that can become very controlling. And if out of control, you get eaten by the lion, because the lion's not going to have it. The lion is that beastly nature that we all carry with us. And if you mistreat that instinct, it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. So the things you want to talk about here or meditate on, or with your clients, you might want to consider in which ways you are not showing compassion. Are you forgiving? Are you being too forceful? Do you need to even back up and say, wait a minute, this may not be a good idea, this situation I'm in? Or do I need to approach this situation differently? How can I be stronger? How can I cultivate more patience? And on the other hand of that is, are you letting people wear you down? What areas do you need to be stronger? Are you being too heavy-handed, or is your ego really seriously getting in the way? Sometimes we forget to use love and patience with our animal nature or our bestial nature or our children or our older people. We forget that love and patience is the key, and you become overbearing or domineering. Are you doing that? Are you forgetting about the love and patience? Are you choosing to be overbearing and domineering? And why? When we all know that really doesn't work in the end. And also, how are you not cooperating with your wilder self or with your coworkers? How are you not cooperating with life itself? How are you not cooperating with spirit, which helps you get further along? But sometimes we sit back and go, no, let's put on the brakes. We don't want to do this. So spirit is always showing us the love and the patience, trying to help us see that the ego is not exactly the one to be in charge. So that's my take on the strength card. There's always deeper layers, there's always more meanings, there's always a slightly different meaning with a slightly different deck, depending upon whether you're using a very avant-garde deck. It might even mean something entirely different. I have 2 decks exactly like that the strength card doesn't necessarily match up with what is the common symbolism. So you have to make sure that the deck you're working with resonates with you and isn't too out there. But we'll get to that resonating with your cards in another episode. So thank you for listening. I really appreciate it very much. Some likes and thumbs ups and shares would really be appreciated, because it shows I'm doing a good job and helping you out, and that helps me out too. So thank you so much. Later. You've been listening to Tarot Talks with Edith Mary. If you have any questions or differing opinions about anything you heard today, please feel free to reach out. I always welcome curious minds and encourage study and open discussion, as long as we are kind and use our manners. I'm currently accepting new clients and students, though the classes do fill up fast. Another one will always be coming up. All the information you need to reach me is on my introduction page. This episode has been sponsored by Perfect Love and Perfect Trust, the finest metaphysical shop in San Antonio. They have 2 locations to serve you, and their website is always open. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk tarot next time.